Hello, today I'll be talking about how you can include the player's rotation into our previous blueprint and make it even more complex. So if you haven't watched day 3, 4, 5 videos, I suggest you do that first. To get the player's X, Y, and Z components, we're going to use the get forward, get up, and get right vectors. After this, create minimum and maximum public variables which can be broken down into X, Y, and Z. Multiply the player's X, Y, and Z component with this minimum and maximum range values. After this, it's just a matter of adding up these values and you get the location from the player's rotation. So you can put values behind, in front, to the left, and in the upwards and downwards direction as well. To make our blueprint even more usable, we're going to create a reference to the blueprint itself. This way, when we add the blueprint to an object in the game, then it can reference itself and spawn sounds relative to its own location. We also need to be able to switch between these two options. So we're going to use a select node and create a Boolean condition called as player origin, so that when it's ticked, we know that the sounds are going to spawn with respective to the player's location, and when it's not, it's going to reference the blueprint itself. We also need a way to visualize these sounds that are spawning around the actor. So I'm going to use a print string node and then pass it through a spawn actor from class. I will be using a leaf static mesh actor for this purpose. We're also going to make this information optional for the user, so we can do this by adding a debug boolean variable branch node in between the retrigger and the print string node. After this, we're going to add more options in our blueprint to create different collision shapes. We do this by adding box collision and capsule collisions to our blueprint. Get the box extends by using set box extend, and get the capsule radius and height by using the set capsule size in our construction script. Then we'll make our event graph more general by using event actor begin overlap and event actor end overlap, and then by checking whether or not it's the player that's colliding with the collision. We'll also create a condition where if the player spawns inside the collision, the sound still plays. Next, we need to find a way to select all of these options in our blueprint. For this purpose, we're going to create a new blueprint type called enumeration, and then we're going to add our options sphere, box, and capsule in this enumeration. In our construction script, we're going to call this blueprint enumeration and connect it to the respective shapes and promote the selection reference to a new public variable called shape. Now if we go in our blueprint, you can see that it's starting to take shape. You can see the different values that you can adjust to. You see a drop down menu for the shape, so you can select sphere, box, or capsule depending on where you want the sounds to spawn. I guess the final thing left to do with this blueprint is to organize all of these values in a better way. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide all of these into different categories so that you can see them under a common menu when you go into the blueprint. So I've divided it into shapes, time, and distance. And now when you go to your blueprint, you can see the default, and then there's the shapes. If you go further down, you can see there's time values, and then there's the distant values. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.